Hi, I'm Nikki, the Obsessive Bookseller. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my TBR for August 2022. I had a really ambitious TBR last month, but to my surprise, I actually read most of the books on it. Everything but the tomes. So this month it's going to be mostly about the tomes that I've been meaning to get to. A lot of second books in series and continuations that I've been itching to get to, but haven't really made the time for. And because I'm finally caught up with obligations and other reading, I actually have time to pick up all the things that I want to this month. So there are a bunch of them that I put on past TBRs that I am not showing again, even though I'm still interested in reading them because I didn't quite get around to them. But don't be surprised if you see a few next month where you're like, oh, I haven't seen that in a few months. I thought she read that already. Nope, not yet. My TBRs are always way more ambitious than I'm able to get to in a single month. But anyway, let me start with a couple that I'm currently in the middle of. I am reading Soul Taken by Patricia Briggs, 13th book in the Mercy Thompson series, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's one of those books where I feel like I've got to read slowly because if I go too fast, I'm going to get through it and be really sad that I finished it. Stuff like that doesn't come along very often for me, so I'm savoring every moment and loving every moment. I'm also just in the beginning stages of Shadow Throne, second book in the Shadow Campaign series by Django Wexler. It's going well so far. I'm not really far enough in to give you any definite thoughts on it, but it's more par for the course. I like the first book pretty good. This one is flowing just about the same. So I'm excited to see where things go. The sequel I am most interested in getting to is the second book in the Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne, Valor. I am so late to the John Gwynne party, but I'm really glad that I finally read Malice because I loved it. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. And I'm not one for the classic fantasy feel, but this author is so adept at making the small plot advancements go really quickly that I'll put up with the big journey taking a while to get going. And I finished that book with the impulse to pick this one up immediately, but had so many other obligations in the way first. So yes, this is why I'm trying really hard to get myself down to only a couple of series going at a time, because then I can indulge myself and just binge a series if the mood strikes me. And I really could do that now, but I'm way too arbitrary with it. You know, I've got too many other things I must read first. Yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story continues. I know this chonker is going to take me a while, and I'm probably going to have to do most of it visually. And maybe I can add in the audiobook here and there, but for me there are so many characters to keep track of, and I'm a perfectionist with this kind of stuff, so it takes me a lot longer to read than it really should. But yeah, this is a physical read that I can't wait to get to. Another physical read, one that I'll probably try to fit in before that one, is Shadows Pass by Lorna Freeman. Mine doesn't have a cover. I've talked about this book so many times on my TBR. Because it's a physical read only. There is no audio option, or else I probably would have already devoured it. So I've been waiting until I've finished Southern Fire, and now I'm waiting until I'm done with Soul Taken. But I'm sure it's going to be a quick read, and it'll wrap up all of the books she has published. I don't think it'll be a conclusive ending, but I want to read it anyway. I love the characters. The writing style and the characters remind me a lot of Robin Hobb's writing. And the only reason I don't talk about her more is she kind of dropped off the planet and hasn't really done anything with the rest of the series. So I don't want to be like, here, read this hidden gem, only to have you get to where I'm at, where you finish and you're like, where's more? I need more. This is mean. For something kind of different, Patreon Book Club voted, and The Amulet of Samarkand by Jonathan Stroud won. And I've had the first 3 books of this 4-book trilogy on my shelf for like, what, 20 years and haven't picked them up yet. And every time I get to them, I'm like, oh, I really want to read those. I'm kind of saving them for a rainy day. Well, a miracle has happened where I live, and it rained, so I'm finally getting to dive into this one. That's not a joke either. I live in the desert, and it rained for the very first time in, like, as long as I can remember, months and months and months, and it was glorious. But anyway, this is a middle grade fantasy that apparently is very satisfying reading for adults as well, and I can't wait to dive into it. I don't know anything about it, and I kind of like that. I want to go in a bit blind. The cover is very shiny. Rapture by Cameron Hurley. It's the 3rd book in the Beldam Apocrypha series. I have a buddy read for this one with a couple of friends, and Third book in the series, I may go back and try to read some of the short stories associated with it, but we'll see how much energy and like commitment I have towards it. This is such a weird series. Set on another planet that basically destroyed its new planet, and there's a bunch of like warring factions going on. Tons of politics, and these Beldams are these really brutal assassins who spend a lot of their time hunting down deserters from the armies and bringing their heads back. And it's pretty gory, and this author, for me, is one I associate with having a ton of shock value in her books, and this series has been no exception. I'm really glad I went in kind of braced, and it's so bizarre. She's got so many creative elements of world building, like the magic system. There is a magic system in this sci-fi, and it's around bugs, like bug energy. That's what they use to power a lot of their machines. That's what they use to heal people. It's just pretty prevalent. And so you combine all that interesting world building with some stuff that I feel isn't even explored to its full potential. Like there's so many drop-in details of some creative world building here that she doesn't even touch. What would it be like to have that many good ideas where you don't even look at half of the stuff that you created for your world? It's kind of mind-blowing. The main character in the first book, I had some trouble with her being a little inconsistent of character. She felt very disjointed to me and not like a real person, but as like a mechanism for plot advancement. Much better in the second book, and so I'm hoping it maintains its good stride in this third one. I'm ready for a gut punch. Sign me up. It'll be nice to round out a series, because as I've figured out recently, I don't finish very many at all. Which I knew, but I saw the numbers and it was a little, disheartening. Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. I've been dragging this one around a few months as well, also meaning to get to it, but in the middle of Faithful and the Fallen also, so like logic says finish this one first, because then I'm done with what's been published in this series and then I can just focus on that one. But no, I'm itching to get to that other one. And I'm really excited to see what happens in here. The first book was really cool. Very adept writing. I loved the characters. I thought he was so good at introducing points of interest really strategically throughout the book to keep me interested the whole time. And I know there's going to be some things in here that I've wanted to know more about. So if I finish all my other tomes this month, then I will consider picking this one up, because I don't think I can go wrong with John Gwynne. He obviously works for me. And then per my new challenges project, which I'm pretty sure I announced on Sunday, it's kind of awkward to remember when you're filming a video as opposed to when it goes live. But anyway, I have a few on the lineup for Project Sci-Fi, Project Urban Fantasy, which I'll talk more about when those videos go live. But yeah, just lots of fun reading going on right now. Like, everything in here I would consider high priority, so... And a lot of them are continuing series. I kind of wanted August to be more of an incomplete series challenge, where I do kind of limit how many new things I start and focus on continuing things I have already started that I know I'm loving. So yeah, hopefully things will go good in that regard. Hi, Nikki here. So just this morning, like within the last hour, I finished filming my Tackling the TBR video for August. And then I got to work, and it's Tuesday, and Tuesday is when they release new arcs available for download. And I noticed that Brandon Sanderson's Lost Metal is available. And all of my reading plans, all of my physical reading plans, I'm throwing out the window, and I'm hoping to pick that one up this month. Nothing like making everything that I just filmed irrelevant. But anyway, that'll be my physical read, and every other physical read that I was going to do will be pushed back one. So this is exactly why I have been working so hard to free myself up from obligation reads. So when an opportunity like this comes up, I can jump on it without causing myself stress or waiting to the last minute, because I am going to finish Soul Taken by Patricia Briggs. I imagine that will only take me about a week or so, and then I can pick up the new Sanderson. I'm very excited. The only thing wrong is that I was kind of thinking I might do a reread of the series before picking that up, but yeah, I got Ooh Shiny syndrome and just snagged it, so I'm committed. Anyway, let me know what you're most excited to read this month. I think out of everything I have here, Valor, that's the one that's singing to me the most. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye.